everyone. Yes, today I have part 2 from Eckhart about this, this topic that most of us are facing in times like this, in times that are tightening up and throwing all things around ourselves, as it is all about transformation. Stronger and stronger transformation. Deeper and deeper transformation, let's say it. And so I would really, the next times, go more into it and share more and more talks from Eckhart and also give inspirations from my own life situation. Day by day you will get some different influence here from my energy, from my words, the information and the energy. So the signal and the frequency, you get a signal and a frequency from me here. Is to really support all of us through such sometimes very rough times, let's say. So please take yourself in a relaxing mode, no matter what was today, no matter how the day was, how rough, tough, or intense, maybe emotional, intense. Like my day, I had a very emotional, intense day today. Maybe yours was as well, and allow yourself to now breathe deeply in. You hear my nose is a little bit closed from all this emotional rough day. But to release all the tightened up muscles that you used today, maybe for longer, maybe for very often. Let's relax them now by breathing deeply inside of your lungs and into your belly, and then maybe holding that breath there for some seconds, and then breathe everything out, and breathe all the heavy stuff from today and the tightened up feels in your body, to loosen them, to make them more loose and more transmitterable, translucent, or just so your whole pattern, like your whole body information pattern, gets a little bit wider, so you can expand a little bit more, and then things can come and go easier through your system because you're not so tightened up. Let it all loose, get permeable, permeable. I don't know what the hell to say that word, but maybe you understand what I mean with this picture of a pattern with knots, a pattern like when you're making sewing a blanket, and you have all these lines connected, but also these knots everywhere, and we loosen up this. We pull a little bit on the ends so it gets wider. The gaps between the knots get bigger and wider, so things can go through these meshes easier through these holes that appear bigger and bigger. Yeah, the room, the space between the knots gets bigger and can easier let things come and go through. That's what it's doing to your system as well. And when you're tightened up and things come, it's very hard, it's rough. They hit your hard, tight pattern of knots. It's just like a rigid, completely tightened up without any holes. You won't even see any holes if it's tightened up. Then it will hit very hard and rebound, reflect. It will not be able to go through, but it will hurt. It's a hurt. And when you're more open up, then it's not a hard bounce onto you. It goes smoother through you and transforms. The great thing about this is it transforms into a softer energy, and that's your power. You can change, and that is what it means. You can change things around you, your life, your situation, you can do that by being open these frames. Because then they come through you and make that transformation. If it's just hitting you and reflecting back, what does it do? It even increases energy, but not a nice energy. It's a rough hitting force energy that is not transformed. It is even the energy of this, what came, if it was a, let's say, negative, let's say aggressive, let's say sad, whatever, like an energy that is the opposite of joy. You will just increase it when it hits you and it reflects back. Yeah. But we don't want to reflect it back because we want to transform things. Because the other thing is, I'm really coming into a wonderful explanation with this metaphor here. Because when something comes and it reflects back, it cannot form into your future. In your future, when you let things come through you, they can move forward in front of you and form something that you will experience then. If you're reflecting it back, you will send it back to somewhere behind you, and it will come back all the time. It will always come back. It will reflect somewhere else, bang, 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 and it will come back and hit you again. And stops you from being able to look into that future direction, because you're all the time busy with reflecting something back that you did not let go through you. Yeah, and that thing that could be an emotion, that could be thoughts, that could be persons, people. It could be life situations that you don't want to face, but you have them already in your field because you're thinking about them. The way of thinking, oh, I hope this doesn't happen. Oh, I hope that doesn't happen. If you already have something in your field that you don't want to happen, it will come. Because you are reflecting things by saying, I don't want, oh, I'm afraid of. That's a reflection, negative, tightened up mode here. Yeah. Okay, that was just what comes, and you get it. And I give it. I give it to me and I give it to you. Okay, now come into your relaxed mode again. And maybe you are still in there. I hope so. And I hope you have prepared your cup of tea, warm tea, or maybe warm water. The warm temperature is just good for your body to be easily, without using any extra energy, to be going through your system. So I hope you have prepared that, and if not, you do it right now. You press the pause button and then you made yourself this wonderful cup of tea with your favorite taste. And then, yeah, even I get thirsty now, although I had my cup already. I could use another one. Yeah, so then you can relax, breathe, and just let everything go from the day. And just listen to wonderfull's Eckhart talk here about, well, kind of part 2 about the suffering modes, what it does and how it appears and how you can deal with it, how you can, how you can deal, let's say deal with it, how to work with it. Yeah, and afterwards don't forget your wonderful gift in the end. Stay up until the end, and then you will get a wonderful free gift. Yeah. Okay. Talk to you later.
This is the beginning of the transmutation of pain. The more you watch, the less it can feed. It loses its energy charge every time you stay present as the watcher of it. It's not gaining new energy. In fact, it's losing energy as the pain body, but the very energy that was trapped in there as the pain body becomes part of the aliveness of who you are. Many people's life energy is, to a large extent, trapped in their pain body. They have little access to their aliveness because the pain absorbs so much of their aliveness, and it's all trapped in there, in a big unhappy me, and nothing is flowing. There's no flow whatsoever. There's only a huge contraction. Many human beings are one big contraction. It's amazing. The egoic state is one big contracted state. Nothing flows. And as the energy becomes freed that's in the pain body, there's an incredible increase in aliveness and vitality. And of course, pain goes. It will not go the very first time you do it. You will have to do it many times. Many times it will try to arise again, and it will arise. Many times you will lose it. You will lose yourself in it again. That's right. It's all part of this. There will be times when it will take you over again. And afterwards you remember, oh, there it was, and I missed it completely. You might have gone through 3 hours of drama with your partner, and afterwards you say, oh, that was the pain body. I missed it completely. That's all right. Next time maybe you'll catch it and know that it's there. The good thing is that the pain body becomes actually your ally in your presence practice, because without it, very few people would have enough motivation to enter the new state of consciousness. Every time the pain body comes, until you know this fact, the pain body will trick you every time and you will lose consciousness every time. But now that you know this, whenever it comes, it becomes incorporated into your practice of presence. So the more often it comes, the better it is. You're lucky. If you have a strong pain body, you're lucky. it's good for your practice. It can become a great teacher. That is the most powerful part of your practice, is to work with the pain body and see how quickly the transmutation happens when it no longer is an unhappy me, it's simply pain. Not pleasant, but you can allow it, and there's an incredible intensification of presence every time you bring it to the pain body. Now, those of you who have very dense or heavy pain bodies will need more intense presence. Most people who that I know who have gone to become almost free of pain, there are not yet many who are completely free, but there will be, are people who have had very dense pain bodies, because their motivation is stronger to be free. Karma really ultimately is all the conditioning from the past, including the past pain that you mistakenly believe is who you are. Karma is to be identified with all past conditioning and to be condemned to relive and act out continuously your past conditioning. So pain body is an important aspect of karma. So what we are addressing here is going beyond the unconsciousness that is karma. What we are talking about here is actually the dissolving of karma. There would be no end to karma otherwise, because it renews itself. That's why it's often likened to a wheel. It renews itself continuously. This is an end to pain, an end to suffering. Use all the questions after the break. I'm sure there will be quite a few. Use your relationships in your practice and realize that no matter who you choose as your partner, they will have a pain body. Don't look for the ideal partner without a pain body. And that's good. And use the relationship, because it's so much easier to become aware of your own pain body in a relationship than if you live alone. Great opportunity for practice. And we'll address that in a little bit more detail perhaps after the break. If both of you understand how it works, you could have an agreement that you will help each other when the pain body arises in the other person, so that the other can stay very, very present. Instead of going into reactivity, stay very, very present. And if the partner gets taken over by the pain body, stay so present that you allow it without reacting and thinking that that's who that person is. Allowing it. If your partner doesn't want to cooperate, you just do it for yourself. It only takes one person ultimately to be free. It's great if he or she does. For many women, pain body arises as the approaching menstrual cycle comes. I mentioned it briefly in the book, because there's so much collective female pain. One aspect of pain body is collective human pain. Now, collective may be the pain of a nation that you belong to. Certain nations have more of a heaviness to them than other nations. The New World has relatively less heaviness to it than the Old World, because the Old World, Europe, Asia to some extent, there's so much past there. There's so much, the heaviness of past, and the heaviness of past pain is very much apparent. Certain countries, you just get off the plane, and if you're sensitive, you feel the energy field of the collective pain body. Eastern Europe, in many countries, you can feel it the moment you step. Germany, I feel it the moment I step off the plane. Russia. And so every individual who lives, part of their pain body is the collective pain body. So it's not just a person. Pain body is never a personal problem of yours. It's the human condition. It's your share in the human condition, not a personal problem. There are no personal problems. Every pain that you have in your life is your share of the human condition manifesting in a particular form. So there's one aspect of the collective pain body is the nation, the national. United States has some pain body, but less karma. There's less karma here than European states, and certainly some European states. And even such a thing as a relatively short-lived, like Vietnam War or something, adds a bit to the collective pain body, the experience. 50 million men, 50,000 men killed in some distant country, and Secretary of State at that time in his autobiography now says, well, in retrospect, it was probably a mistake. Human madness, just one more manifestation of human madness. But if you, and some of you were actually, I know, had to go there and suffer pain there, and that's fine, you work with that now.
Yeah, thank you very, very, very much again, dear Eckhart, for this. I love this style. I just do. Your way of approaching these matters of all these bad feeling emotions and states, modes we are so often repetitively stuck in. Yeah. And so funny how he said about the female period we have, that it increases our connection to the pain body, which is so true. And it's so good because it's a cleaning process from woman, and not just inside, and even not even just, it is even not for inside, it is for inside, yes. Our whole system gets cleaned from energy, gets released energy flowing out of the system. It helps, it supports it. Yeah. Which we females really need, because we are so multi-dimensional, busy with so many things at the same time, and it helps us to clean us from all the things we let in. Yeah, men have a better ability to not let things hang in their system. Yeah, they can easier let things go through the system, or they reflect. They have that impulse of reflection, which is not the good one, as we talked about it earlier, or I told you earlier. But just to say that these are the typical, and I'm only talking about the the typical behaviors of female and male that are from, let's say, the old generations, from the old society rules. Yeah. But every new, I mean, the new generations, the younger ones, they don't have these patterns anymore. You will find completely this is not anymore counting for the new generations, and that's really good that there is not such difference in rules how everyone should behave, and that's really a wonderful development of our humanity to become more and more equal. Yeah, that's what we wanted, and of course it, in many ways, it was not always in a smooth and loving and really open-hearted impulse movement, let's say it that way. But if you are in one extreme, you will for sure first of all come to the other extreme. That's every natural physical law tells you that. It's like the pendulum, where you hold that pendulum on one direction and you very extreme up, and if you let it go, open your hands and let it go, it will pendle right to the other side, even maybe higher. And only after some time, after the energy could spread a little bit around, it could then relax again, and come to a more smooth and more relaxed swing, or with less speed and with less high energy, frequency energy, but stable, stable, repetitively swinging back and forth in almost the same distance. And if you look at that pendulum, it is so nice to see that, to understand that as much as you go to one extreme, and let's say that extreme of suffering and not feeling good and are going really deep into it, maybe you're hating yourself more and more extreme, or you're feeling guilty for something more and deeper and so much, or you are mad about someone and you go deeper and deeper into it. It is the process is completely natural. It is the swivel I'm talking about often. The negative with the negative direction, the swivel, or the positive. But it is really therefore to hit that maximum line where you can decide, okay, I let everything go and I open up now. I let it go. I let the pendulum, I open my hand and let it go down. And then it will have a lot of energy to swing all that way, which it then needs as well, because you went very into the extreme distance. You could picturize it with distance, or with just when you go a long way in one direction and you want to go, and you know already, you will go one day back into the other direction because this is your path where you want to go, then you will need more and more time to come to the other side, back to the other side. So that's okay and it's normal. You need either more time or more speed. Yeah. And here we are already with what can coaching, support do to you. It will do the speed up. Yeah. No matter where you are, no matter where you're standing, but to be guided and supported by a coach on your side, you will have an acceleration feature, let's say. You have chosen that acceleration feature. Yeah. And that is really, really wonderful to have. It's like having mom and dad that were supposed to, let's say we're supposed to, teach you how life works. Huh? And now, of course, mom and dad are not mom and dad in their function anymore. And they are not even able to do what a coach does. What a coach does, because the coach really focus on where you want to focus on you, finding out where you really want to go, want to be, want to feel, and how your path is. This, yeah, the coach will guide you through that path. From the outside, look on, look through you, watch you, and watch where you're standing, watch which direction you're going, and guide you, actually just finding your own path. Yeah. That path of joy that that is completely individual for everyone and every time. Yeah, that's really wonderful. Yeah, anyhow. Yeah, if you want to understand or learn how to get well, isn't it a learning of how to allow that you are this or that or all of it? Yeah. This is your journey. This is all of our journeys. To more and more allow each feeling, each situation to be there, each creation which you created. It's so, I know it's crazy to believe it, but we create it all. We create every single thing. And that brings you to the philosophy. Is there even a single one? A single thing? No, there is not. In a certain level of awareness, and of yeah, let's say awareness. That's easier. I don't want to go too much into metaphors here. In a certain way of awareness and of distance, we can call it also a distant perspective onto our lives. We will see how it is all extremely logical, senseful, connected, everything that happens. Even if a butterfly passes by flying around your head and then continues to fly ahead to the next person or the next flower, even this moment is perfectly arranged by cause and effect. Cause and effect, yeah, that's what I'd say. And I really want you to send you this feeling that it's so wonderful to know and to really know, and the knowing is not a knowing in the head, it's a knowing in your heart, an understanding knowing that everything that happens is created by you, is creatable. You really have that responsibility, and this responsibility is a huge gift you can just use to get that response that you want from life. And I'm here talking about the response in feeling how life shall feel to you. Not by saying, I want this cup of tea, or I want this color of car, or I want this certain thing. You can do that still, but the real, the truth behind saying I want this color of car is the feeling that is connected with it, the feeling that it gives you when you are reaching that. And the feeling is here to be proud that you are able to use your power right. I mean, that's the most wonderful thing, that you set yourself a goal, no matter what it is, and you reach it. Just by reaching a goal, whatever it is, you you can experience the joy of this responsibility, of this power. And with responsibility, please take me right here. I use that word more in the way that it is spelled and pronounced, not in the way that we interpret it in our generations. Yeah, responsibility is often connected with, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do all these things because they have to be done. No, I'm not talking about that. I am talking about and respond. Answering as a reaction. From reaction, and respond. The answer. A reaction answer. That's all it is. And that's all the sense I am explaining here. And I mean, if you look at, there are cultures where certain words are not existing, they are not using. And just because they are not using it, they know a lot better to stay in the, for example, to stay in the present moment, because they have no future and no past. They have no word for it. They have no meaning for it. And honestly, to think about that makes me crazy already, because I'm so grown up with this thinking of past, future, time. Yeah? But, and that's, yeah, just wonderful to know, to know this, because it gives you already a new perspective. Knowing that there are cultures not using times, or not even using words like depression or burnout or hate. They don't have it in their vocabulary. It's not existing. So they never have any war or fights, or because they are not using this word. They use, maybe if they have some temper, they use like yeah, another word, a similar word to joy for this emotion, because they are not giving it a negativity. Okay, I think you got my point here, that it's our judgment that gives something a minus or a plus. Yeah, an advantage or a disadvantage, and it is so relative. Yeah? Yeah. Yeah, so no matter what was today, I hope you were able to let it go and relax into it, and maybe if you had a day of behaving in a way that you don't like it, but it happens because you don't know in that moment how else to behave or to react. Forgive yourself. Maybe you make a ho'oponopono. That's a ritual to forgive yourself for being, yeah, not the way that you would love to be. And then you tell yourself, I will go and look and find a way of changing that behavior, because it gives me a more relaxed, staying open-minded mode to find better solutions in such moments. Yeah, and then you can, and such ideas can be make a certain ritual when you feel that something is going to that direction, where you could maybe lose your temper, lose the awareness about the, yeah, what is going on. To just follow a reaction pattern, and one that causes you ungood feelings, and there I really want to just let you know, whenever you don't feel good, it just means that you previously had bad thoughts about you, and and you did something that caused pain to you and maybe another person, by saying or doing something that hurts them and automatically hurts yourself, because you are the other person as well. There is, as I said before, there is no single person, not millions of individuals. No, there is just one, and hurting someone is hurting yourself, and not in a and this is not in a Christian or religious way meant. It is really the truth of the material, the physics, the science tells you that. Because it's all connected. We are all connected by energy fields, by huge energy field. Yeah. And that's all it is. The hurt you're giving out, you're thinking you're doing it to someone, but you're doing it to yourself. That's why it hurts you. It's so crazy, but the thing you do or you say or you think is yours. You don't do it to anyone. You do it to yourself. Yeah. And you can always reprogram and resolve things. Whenever you did something or you said something or whatever, you can always reprogram everything. Every motherboard is Control-Alt-Deletable and rewritable. And that's the same with everyone else. Yeah? It just needs the right way. And I know many people say, like, children get programmed in their first years until what it's so different. Some say until 3, some 6 years, some longer, whatever. But it's in fact it's just coming from unknowledge. It's not true. You are programmable your whole life. Reprogrammable your whole life as well. Yeah? But to reprogram something, you have to pull out and make control. Well, pull out the old stuff, meaning Control-Alt-Delete of the old stuff. If you're just putting a new program over an old existing one that is there, the old program will just disassemble and throw away the new program. So this is what I don't know if anyone really thinks about that, but that's what affirmations do. Affirmations, they might seem consciously working, but the 95% unconsciousness that are stronger because it's connected to emotions, and emotions make that imprint in us that make us program our behaviors can only be can only first of all be they are stronger than the conscious decisions that we make. The 5, not even 3% of consciousness. And that's why affirmations finally don't work. That's why an affirmation is already also reading a book. If you read a book, you feel really good while reading it, because your consciousness puts that focus there. And for that period where your consciousness is focused on it, yes, it can then, for that time period, hold that joy or program. But in the long run, and in the real world we are living, it's not working. And that's why many people are so disappointed about this, that it doesn't really work. Yeah, and that's why you have to first of all get rid of the old programs. And how we do that? With high energy. We need energy, we need frequency. It's like ultrasonic cleaning. We need a vibration that vibrates the old stuff away out. And only then we can install a new program by giving a new information, putting some experience to it, a new experience, successful matching experience. And then the emotion comes for that new program, and then it's installed. New emotion, new experience, new thought. Yeah. And I just said it the opposite way. It starts by a new thought, a new experience, a wonderful new emotion, and then it's installed. Okay? Yeah, and now I think I have given here quite a lot today. I would really now give you your wonderful, exciting free gift of a free coaching session with me. You can look up my email address in the channel description, and then you write me your favorite times, please after 9 p.m. European time zone. Make me proposals for your favorite days, and then we see if it matches with my schedule. And yes, it will be wonderful to get such a wonderful free session that can already reprogram one very important program that is keeping you away from something you might want to reach and maybe don't have at the moment, don't reach, or don't know. Maybe you don't have any issue, but it's anyhow it's wonderful what in your unconsciousness is installed and could be changed. Often we are not aware of it, of course, because it's in the unconsciousness. It's not accessible so easy by the consciousness. Only by certain ways of looking at your inner state of being. And that's what I will do with you in that session. So be excited with a very wonderful guided transformation here. Possible transformation, possible big, small, however your system wants to, is really desperate for a transformation. Take that chance and don't let it pass. And then always think who you really, really are in this world. This wonderful, huge lottery win in your life. Yes, you are that lottery win. There's nothing more to win than you. You for yourself and for all the others as well. Because we are all one, right? Now have a wonderful second, minute, day, week, months, year, just simply life.